Welcome back to Baddestondamic, the show where we break down friendships, grow from chaos, and try not to block anyone in the process. Today's episode is a big one, and it's the last episode of our friendship series. It's going to be on how to deal with conflict without ending the friendship, starting a war, or texting never mind mid-paragraph. Let's be honest, conflict is uncomfortable. It's awkward. It's tense. It's that moment where you're debating whether to talk it out or vanish like a Snapchat message. But conflict isn't the end of a friendship. If anything, handled right, it can make the bond stronger, deeper, and way more real. So first, I want to talk about why conflict isn't the enemy. A lot of us grow up thinking conflict equals drama, but in healthy relationships, conflict is actually communication trying to get through the door. And listen, here's the truth. You can't build a real friendship with fake peace. If you're swallowing your feelings to keep the good vibe, congrats. You're just delaying the explosion. Conflict is normal. It means you care, you value the relationship, you want things to work, you're invested. You only ignore conflict with people you don't plan on keeping around. The real problem is how we react, though. Conflict is not the issue. Your reaction is. Some people shut down like an iPhone on 1%. Some get defensive like a TSA agent. Some avoid like they're allergic to emotions. Some turn into layers and start presenting evidence from 2017. Like, let's be for real. But the healthiest reactions are calm, honest, respectful, and solution-focused. They care about fixing the problem instead of making it worse. You're not trying to win the argument. You're trying to win the relationship. Clock that T, clock that T. Now, let me help y'all on how to start the conversation. Starting the talk is usually the hardest part. There's a simple formula to make it clean, though. It's by being mature and drama-proof. For example, picking the right moment. Not when they're stressed, not when you're tired, not via a 42 text paragraph at 2 a.m. No. And when you do pick the right moment, make sure that it's the best moment for both of you guys, not just for one or the other. Make sure you use I feel instead of you did. Instead of you never listen to me, try I feel unheard when I speak. It hits softer, it lands cleaner, it keeps the fences down, and it makes each of you more vulnerable with each other. In the right ways. Be specific, not vague. Don't say, you always react weird. Say, when this happened, it made me feel like. Clear conversation equals clear solution. Now, listening without preparing your comeback is also difficult. This part hits hard. Because when someone's talking, your brain is already loading your clapbacks like a playlist. Real listening means no interrupting. No, but what about when you... No, keeping score. No minimizing their feelings. Just pause and listen to understand. Do not respond off the bat. Sometimes the solution is hidden inside something simple, they say. But you'll miss it if you're too busy preparing your counter argument. This is not a McSwain essay, people. Lock in. Now, apologies that actually mean something are also very, very important. And I feel like, honestly, that's like the key factor to keeping the relationship alive or not. A real apology does not sound like, sorry you feel that way. It wasn't my intention. You're too sensitive. My bad. But a meaningful apology sounds like, I understand that hurt you. I take responsibility. Here's what I'll do better. I think we can both do better in the sense that accountability is the love language of grown friendships. Now, finding a solution together. Once you both understand each other, you shift into solution mode. Ask things like, how can we avoid this in the future? What do you need from me? What should we both work on? Conflict isn't solved by one-sided bending. It's solved by both adjusting. The goal isn't perfection. It's progress. When to let go versus let it heal. Sometimes conflict brings clarity. And let me tell y'all, let it heal when they're trying to talk, they're taking accountability, they care about fixing things, they respect your feelings, and there's effort. That's what shows you that they really care. But let go when they don't listen, they don't care, show no interest in fixing anything. It's always one-sided. You're doing all the emotional labor. They weaponize your vulnerability. Peace disappears every time they show up. And let me tell y'all, not every friendship is meant to last forever. Some are meant to teach you boundaries, lessons, and self-respect. But still, I know it can be very, very challenging. But now I want to talk about the friendship reset conversation. Sometimes after conflict, you need a reset moment, a quick check-in to get the vibe back on track. It can sound like, we good? Anything still on your mind? Do we need to revisit anything? What can we both do to do better moving forward? That's what helps a friendship reset. This is like hitting the refresh button on a friendship. It clears out the leftover tension so y'all don't end up arguing about something new that's secretly connected to something old. It's not awkward, it's healthy. And it shows you both care about protecting the connection. A friendship reset isn't about perfection. It's about intention. Two people saying, yeah, we had a moment, but we're locked in, so let's keep it solid. Now, I want to leave you guys with a piece of wisdom. Healthy friendships don't avoid conflict. They navigate it. Toxic friendships avoid conversations until everything blows up and just leave it how it is. Strong friendships face things without fear. Conflict can either be a barrier or a bridge. It becomes a bridge when two people choose understanding over their ego. So, take your time, take your peace, take your accountability, take communication seriously, but don't take your real friends for granted. And remember, the strongest connections aren't the ones that never have problems. They're the ones that talk through the problems and come out tighter than ever. All right. Well, another thing I want to let y'all go away with that is that this wraps up today's episode. This is the final episode for the friendship series, so I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you made it through all of these episodes into the whole series, from friendships to boundaries to conflict to everything in between, I really want you to hear this. You're already growing. You're already becoming more self-aware. You're already choosing healthier relationships just by listening, reflecting, and showing up for yourself. Because growth doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like pausing before reacting, communicating your feelings instead of hiding them, choosing peace over pettiness, noticing red flags and actually respecting them, outgrowing old versions of yourself. And when I say noticing red flags and actually respecting them, I mean noticing them and having enough respect for yourself to realize that that's not what you need, you know? And there's some things that we forget. For example, friendship isn't supposed to drain you. It's supposed to ground you, uplift you, hold you accountable, and make life feel a little lighter. You deserve friendships where your name is protected, your feelings matter, boundaries are understood, your growth is celebrated, and your soul feels free. And if you're in a season where you're losing people, don't panic. Losing people isn't always loss. Sometimes it's alignment. God doesn't remove people to punish you. He removes people to make room for the right ones. Good friendships don't avoid the uncomfortable conversations. They walk into them with love. They get messy, they get real, but they get honest, and most importantly, come out stronger. And I kind of want to go back to that point I just made about how God removes people in your lives. I also realize that there's moments where people talk about, oh, I met this person, I wasted all that time on them, but you didn't waste any time on them because at the end of the day, you learned something. And if you think you didn't, then you need to reflect, because God does things for a reason. So you learn, you met that person for a reason, and it taught you so much more than you could even think it did. But you just need to really reflect on what happened and how you can do better for next time, or how you can protect yourself better for next time. So, as you move forward from this series, I hope you choose honesty over silence, accountability over ego, healthy boundaries over people pleasing, friendships that feed your spirit, not your stress, and most importantly, I hope you choose you. Because when you choose yourself, you naturally attract connections that choose you back. I've been saying that too often, just because I want to make sure that all of y'all, that sticks in y'all's brains. So thank y'all for listening, learning, laughing, reflecting, and growing with me. It means more than you know. This has been Baddest on the Mic, and if no one told you today, you deserve real love, real respect, real conversations, real friends, And until next time, stay grounded, stay a baddie, stay evolving, and stay surrounded by people who don't switch up. This is your host, Miggy the Baddest, signing off with the Friendship Series, but your growth is just getting started. Okay, baddies, well, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.